Hello, Ajax. Welcome. My name is Rachel Wraith. I'm with the Town of Ajax Corporate Communications. Thank you so much for joining us today for the first installment of our At Home with Ajax Council Facebook Live series. And we're kicking it off with Ward 1 with our Regional Councillor, Marilyn Crawford, and our Local Councillor, Rob Tyler Morin. We're so excited to bring this new and interactive and engaging format to you, all from the comfort of your homes. Our council is so committed to continuing to engage with all of you, to connect with you throughout COVID-19, and we're very thrilled to be here with you. So our format is casual, it's relaxed, and it's just an opportunity to hear from council and what they've been up to during these past 9 weeks. And we just heard today from the province of Ontario that the emergency declaration has been extended to May 19th. So we've got a little bit longer to stay home, and everyone's doing such an excellent job right now with Operation Stay Home Ajax. And we're just so excited to connect with you, to be here with you today. And we know that, it's an opportunity to utilize new technologies, and that's what we're using today. So we do appreciate your patience and your understanding. Just in case anything drops or there's any technical difficulties, just know there's a team behind the scenes that's working to get it all up and running. So we just appreciate your patience and just stay on. We've got about an hour for today. So before we get started, just like to remind viewers that you can ask your questions in the comment boxes below the live feed. So if you have any questions for Regional Councillor Marilyn Crawford or Local Councillor Rob Tyler Morin, please put them in the comments below. But again, just a reminder, these are specific to Ajax. If you have any public health related questions, those are better directed to Durham Region Public Health or the Ministry of Health in Ontario. We will do our best to get through all of your questions today, but if we're unable to, we will respond in the comment section below. So again, we appreciate your patience and your understanding. So we will just kick it off right now, and we're going to be joined in a few seconds here from Marilyn Crawford, Regional Councillor for Ward 1.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Marilyn. Hi,
how are you?
Great to see you. I'm wonderful, thank you. It's so nice to be able to join you and to connect and just to see you right at home today. So this is fantastic. So I thought this would be a good opportunity for you to just connect with your residents right now, provide some some opening remarks just around what you've been up to, and the floor is yours.
Thanks, Rachel. I want to thank our communication team for putting this together so that we can try to interact better with our own residents. I wanted to say that this has been difficult. This is not an easy thing to be in your house. I have now additional 4 other people in my house. And not going to lie, there's been times when I've thought, you're breathing too loud. And it's just very close all the time. We've tried very much to keep going. But it's tough. I know I'm sure many other people are feeling the same way. I was very excited actually to be involved this week, just yesterday, with an AI event in Ajax. The first one was at 12 o'clock for businesses, and we really want.
Marilyn, I think we're just losing the connection right now.
And I mean, who knows what that new normal is going to look like? I'm pretty sure when we get.
So I think we
Okay.
just lost Marilyn for a second. So we'll just take a moment and just see if she can get back up online for a minute, and just make sure. I know she just mentioned she's got 4 or 5 other people in the home with her, so they might be on the internet right now, watching her live. So we'll just give it a second. Perhaps she'll just be at home right now, checking in with her family, making sure that they're not watching live, but they're going to check out the recording afterwards. So we'll just give that a moment. So while you're here and we're just waiting to get Marilyn back online, please ask your questions below. We will have time to get to your questions shortly. And again, if you are following us on social media, please use the hashtag Stronger Together and share your posts with us. Oh, I'm just getting word now. It looks like Marilyn is live and her internet is working well. So we're just going to welcome her back in. Hi, Marilyn. Go
Sorry
ahead.
about that, guys. Sorry. Where did I leave off? 5 kids, 5 people in my house. Everyone's breathing too loud. We're all a little bit irritated. I honestly thought by the end of March we were really going to be in trouble if we had to go much longer. But we seem to have all found our space. When we get frustrated, we've given each other permission to go into our room and scream into a pillow, but that we all have to be respectful of everyone's. We're all in this together, as everybody has been saying. We desperately go out for walks just to get fresh air. I've had to make goals for myself. So last week, my goal was to walk 30,000 steps every single day. And I actually managed to do that for 7 solid days. So I was very proud of myself. Um, but I was going to say too, last week, or actually it was just yesterday, we had a great AI event. We talked to businesses about rebooting themselves, reinventing themselves. We talked about different businesses and how they've been able to take the data and figure out shopping times of the day where people are shopping and what people are shopping for, and be able to put those sales on at that time in order to trigger people to come back and do their thing. GFS, Gordon Foods Services in Ajax, has actually offered online shopping. If you place your order, you're able to go in the next day and pick it up, which is amazing. Keeping, again, that whole idea of not having to go into a grocery store. But I will say, I wore a mask for the very first time in Sobeys because I thought, okay, this is probably the new normal. And my glasses fogged up. It was such a frustrating thing, but I guess that's what I have to get used to now, either wearing contacts when I'm grocery shopping, or I don't know how I'm going to work that out. But I think that I know Longo's has said, and Costco's has said that from now on, as of Monday, you can only go in if you're wearing a mask. So I think that that's just going to be what happens in our future. And then last night I had a great privilege of being able to moderate an AI series for kids, and it was 2 kids called the Little Doctors Club, and they were talking to kids, and we had 32 people online. And all the kids were asking really, really good questions. They were there with their parents, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought it was very, very well received. So big shout out to our economic development team, Lisa and Andrew, and the AI Hub, and Ali, and also the Little Doctors Club. So it was a good day yesterday for just interacting with people. So I'll let you take over now.
Thanks so much, Marilyn. That's amazing. Thank you very much for sharing all the great things that are happening on the ground. There's so many great opportunities to support local here in Ajax, and I know we're going to have a little bit more to talk about that shortly. So before we introduce local councillor Rob Tyler Moore, I just want to say hello to everybody who's joining us on the live feed. We've got about 50 people now who are online. So give us a like, show us a heart, retweet and share this Facebook right now live on your Facebook accounts to get more people involved and so that they can log on and ask questions. And again, if you're following us on social media, please use the hashtag Stronger Together. So I now would like to introduce local councillor Rob Tyler Morin, who is joining us from his home office in Ajax.
Yes,
Hello,
I have a good turn.
hello, Counselor.
How are you, Rachel? I
I'm
too
doing
wanted to
well, thank you.
I wanted to echo what Regional Councillor Marilyn Crawford said about thanking staff for putting not only this meeting together, but also meetings, with the one we just did on AI, the business, that was really important to see how we're going to relaunch businesses. The Ajax Municipal Housing Board, Pickering Village BIA, we're all staying connected, even the council meeting. And it's all new. It's new for staff. It's new for us. So it's great that we're able to work together. And I also want to say, if people are not online, to the people that are online, to make sure you share the information or even encourage them to watch, maybe set up an iPad for somebody who's not online, or at least maybe give them a call after and say, hey, I heard, regional councillor say this or the local councillor say this. It's good information, but we want to make sure we're reaching out to everyone. I was thinking how important ward meetings are to Marilyn and I. We have them. We try and do them monthly, although we're not always allowed. But it's always to try and connect with as many people as we can. And really, the fact that we're still able to do some capacity, even though we're all disconnected right now. We're stronger together, like you say. It's great to stay connected. So that's a really great thing. I'm glad this is happening.
Thank you so much to you both for welcoming everyone and for joining us. It's fantastic, and it's such a great opportunity, again, like you mentioned, about connecting with your constituents and the residents of Ajax right now during this. I know you're both so active and out in the community, and I know we have a special surprise about that later on this in the program, so stay tuned. So before we get into all the great question and answers, I know you both have just shared all the amazing, inspiring things that are happening in our community. Everything from 3D printers being donated by the library to make face shields for frontline workers, to local businesses who are making food donations, to the fund that council announced to support our local community groups and organizations who are providing relief during COVID-19. And there's also amazing things that are just happening at the grassroots level. Painted rocks appearing all around the community. Our COVID-19 window project has seen hundreds of submissions. The streets are literally lined with messages of support. And it really is an amazing thing to see when you walk around the Ajax community. So we've put together this amazing video, this Stronger Together video, and it's making its debut right now. So without further ado, we'll just debut Stronger Together. So that video is an incredible collection of videos and photos and different things that we've received through our social media accounts throughout COVID-19. Counselors, I'm sure it gives me all the warm and fuzzies. How about yourself, Marilyn?
Yeah, I think one of the most special thing that I've been involved in is some of these processionals that we've done, two now to the hospital. Sundays was very, very touching. We did went through Windbrum, Windborne actually, nursing home, and they had brought some of the residents out, and it was so lovely to see them and waving and so excited to see. There had to have been 200 cars that went through there, and it's just been great. We went and did the same with the police. I do want to give a shout out to our fire, to our police, to our paramedics. They're working every single day. Their jobs look a little bit different. They're in cars by themselves, but we're all working together to make sure that everybody stays safe. And so I really want to give a shout out to that group of people. Our PSWs, who for so long probably felt a little bit alone, but they are getting the support they need now, and we're really happy that we're able to support them with everything that they're doing. And again, the 3D printer people are doing amazing. They pumped out something like, I think I read somewhere about 3,000 or 4,000 splash shields that have been distributed to long-term care facilities all the way out to Peterborough. Like, they're just, as if anybody wants them, they can have them. So it's amazing to see how the community has come together. I did want to actually kind of shout out to this new program called Seniors Without Walls. That just was launched on Monday, and it's geared directly to our older population. So it's phone based, not social media. And they have different events that are happening all the time. So you want to get your seniors all signed up for that, so that they have something that they can look forward to through the week.
Excellent. Thank you so much for actually sharing that. That was a new program that we just launched on Monday, and it's in partnership with the town and our Recreation, Community Development, and Culture Department. So that's fantastic. Counselor Tyler Morin, is there anything else you'd like to add just around that video and how proud you are of the community during this time?
Yeah, I really am. And things are different. Things are different. We're doing things differently, and we're doing different things. Um, the motorcades, you think, okay, I'll take part in that. That sounds good. I'm available. You get down there, everybody stays, the proper distance. But after hearing from nurses that we know and having them say to us how much they appreciate it, that's where I knew how effective it was. Seeing all the police officers on the boulevard as we went by and beaming smiles. I mean, cops have a tough gig, a tough job, and they've got to, stay in a certain mode. And seeing them all sort of let their hair down and stand on the side of the road and just wave at us and give us a thumbs up, and they're beaming with smiles. It's nice to see that it's working and it's an effective thing. It seems like it's nice to just remind each other, how much we appreciate each other.
Definitely, and that's such a positive thing. And you know what, the Ajax community has really responded in an incredible way in terms of supporting each other and really showing that generous spirit, that caring spirit, that Ajaxians are so well known for. So I just like to remind everyone, you can ask your questions below in the comments section, and we'll be sure to answer them for you. We'll answer them live here. We might even provide some more context below as well, and some helpful links and useful information. So before we get to the question, I'd just like to do a quick plug for ajax.ca/COVID-19. That's where all your information and resources are for our service levels, our different programs and resources. And I'm just going to turn it back over to Marilyn for a moment.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that about some of the construction that we've talked about at our ward meetings from a regional point of view. The Westney widening is going to happen eventually, but of course it's all been temporarily delayed because of construction. Unfortunately, this would have been the perfect time to be doing that widening with less cars on the road, but we have to work with the directions that province has given us. The Millington Light that we've talked about several times is still anticipated to start in June. And the Westney noise wall is now completed, which has been, we've been waiting on that for quite a while also. So those are just a couple of updates. Roslyn Road is still having their water mains put in. Again, it's been a little bit delayed, but it's good to be able to get some of this construction done when we don't have as many cars on the road. So it's still happening.
Councillor
I could
Tyler
add,
Morin.
yeah, I could add that we're still doing traffic calming, something that's very passionate to both of us. On all the streets in Ajax, we have to get it right. So we did reinstall some bollards on Ravenscroft. That's a project that's always in motion. We're always trying to do better things, but that's another example of things that have happened. All the street sweeping that's happened, and of course, engaging with residents. So everything's still up and running, but just a little differently. But yeah, things are happening.
No, that's an excellent point. We do have to follow the provincial orders in terms of what's essential and what isn't essential, and the town continues to, to operate where we can and provide a lot of our services online. And I know we have introduced online payments, and there's lots of opportunity for residents to still, connect with us via phone, through the website, through social media. There's lots of different avenues, and we're here to continue to support the community and answer their questions and, continue where we can. All really great points around construction, traffic calming, and as well as our spring maintenance. So all these things are still continuing, and we're keeping the community informed through our various communications channels about them. And I would like to just highlight that we do have a construction map on our website, which is regularly updated, and we do work closely with our regional partners to ensure that that information is there. So good tip for your Ward 1 constituents who are so interested in all of those local construction projects. So we are going to go to our first question, and Marilyn actually alluded to it already, so I think there'll be an opportunity to just expand a bit. So Ingrid wants to know what the town is doing for seniors. So Marilyn, you did mention our amazing senior center without walls, but Rob, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about our friendly call program that we have available.
Yeah, being able to, again, I had mentioned it earlier today, making sure that seniors know what's going on if you happen to be at any age somebody who's not on social media. So that's a huge goal. Also, visiting, at a safe distance, that's also a huge goal. And also being able to, if somebody needs extra help for shopping or something like that, to be sure that they reach out to us. We're available. You can call us on our phones. You can email us. You can text us. We prefer, probably an email. But if anybody needs anything, who doesn't have the support from other family members, I can't stress enough that don't be afraid to reach out and just ask the question.
Thank you so much. And Marilyn, was there anything else you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, the friendly call program is such an important tool for seniors to be able to just for our staff to be able to call just once a week or whatever, just to check in to make sure that you're okay. Because it's hard to understand all these new rules that we have out there, and it's important if family members are still working that they are assured that somebody will check in with their loved ones. Not that they aren't going to do that themselves, but it's nice to have somebody to be able to just check in for them, just to make sure that everybody's okay still. So great program. Thanks for having it.
No, that's excellent, and both really great points. Throughout all of this, the town is very much committed to supporting our seniors and our vulnerable residents, and it's so great to see so many coming together to support one another during this. So I'd just like to go to the next question, and this is from Marcia. So Marcia's just noting that, with all of our gyms closed and our facilities closed, and people still needing to take exercise and our breaks, that, it's such a great opportunity to discover our incredible trail network of over 120 kilometers of multi-use trails and facilities and everything. But a lot of people are still destination driving to go to our more popular hotspots, whether that be Greenwood or the waterfront. So I just want councillors just to, our residents, should they be driving to go down to the waterfront? Should they be going to Greenwood? What's really the best way for them to get exercise? And I'll just lead that with you, Marilyn, as I know you are quite active and out there every day.
Well, I certainly do miss going to my conservation areas. It's so great to get out into the woods and walk around, but unfortunately, at this point, we're asking that residents don't get in their cars, don't drive places to go and walk. I can't tell you how many times I see the same people all the time on my regular walks, and they know we're going because there's this little herd of Crawfords that walk around the block on a regular basis, sometimes 3 times a day. And my son and I are probably the more apt out of all of us to take longer walks and take different tours around. And that's what we're trying to do. We just go out and we have a dog and we just continue to get our exercise. There's nothing wrong with taking your bike. If you really want to get down to the lakefront, take your bike and drive it all the way down to the lakefront if that's what you want to do, and drive a long lake driveway, and just be respectful of, we're doing all the right things. Our numbers are really, really good. And it's only because you residents are doing exactly what the province is saying, what the town of Ajax is suggesting. And the sooner that we can get out of this and onto whatever the new normal is, the better for all of us. But mentally, I think it's incredibly important to shut off social media, shut off the news, and get out there and just take a nice walk with all this wonderful, beautiful weather that's happening right now, and take a deep breath as much as you can.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And, such an important note there that you said around mental health. And this week is Mental Health Awareness Week. And it is so important that, if you are having any issues or, you just want to talk or reach out to somebody, that there are some really great resources out there. But also at the same time, getting out, getting that fresh air, getting exercise, is so important right now. And you're so right. With the nice weather, it's a great opportunity. But we still have a little bit longer to go. And the more that Ajax can continue to respect the provincial order, to remain that physical distancing, to staying within their neighborhoods, the faster we'll be through this. Rob, do you have anything that you'd like to add to that?
I was just going to add that the little doctors were talking yesterday, and it was geared more for kids, but they were saying that if you're on the screen for 20 minutes, you should get up for 20 minutes afterwards and walk around. So it's so easy to sit and play games all day long or be on Facebook all day long. But they said 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, get out and do something. So anyway, that was just the rule.
That's a good rule. Okay, I think I'm back. I was just going to say there are some positives. This probably couldn't have happened at a better time of the year, April, May. It's good weather. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Getting out and walking around the neighborhood, I never walked every single day. I'm being totally honest. I didn't take a walk every single day. I don't do 30,000 steps a day like Regional Councillor Marilyn Crawford does. But it's great to get out and walk around and see your neighbors. And Marcia's right. Like we're in the trail system. We're on the pathways. We're on the roads. We're going around to neighborhoods that we probably wouldn't normally be at because we're so busy driving somewhere. So there's a lot of positives. And I always get reminded when my brother, who lives in the city, if he comes and visits, we do curbside visits, he talks about how great the pathways are here, the trail systems, the waterfront. You can't believe it. And I always think to myself, even walking right here, we live in Applecroft, just by Roslyn. So we're in the northern part of the municipality. There's great paths around here. There's great walking. And then sometimes if you need a bag of milk, you can walk to get it. So you kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. So again, trying to be philosophical, trying to be positive. But yeah, it's okay to walk around your home. There's lots to see.
Excellent. And we're hearing really great things about people rediscovering their neighborhoods and really getting out there and making that connection with the spaces around them that are all within walking distance. So I've got a nice question here from Lisa, and Lisa wants to know from both of you, and we'll start with Marilyn, what's the one thing you've missed most since staying home?
My hairdresser. I really miss my hairdresser. Really miss it. Okay, I was blonde. It was darker. Now it's a little bit lighter. But yeah, I really miss my hairdresser.
I think we all do. And Rob, what about yourself?
Well, I'm always comfortable if I'm producing something, if I'm doing music, or if I'm building something around the house, or that's sort of always a stress reliever for me. But now you've got to be careful because if you do a home improvement, you can't just whip over to Lowe's or Home Depot here in Ajax if you need something, or Canadian Tire. It's got to be ordered. You got to go pick it up. So I miss not being able to just run in and out of the local stores if we need something. But it makes you more measured. It makes you think a little bit wider, probably more sensibly than just being able to just grab whatever you need. But I miss that. I miss Home Depot and Canadian Tire not being able to walk in whenever I want.
Thank you both. I think that's definitely common for many residents here in Ajax, and appreciate you sharing those personal touches there. So I have a question, and we'll start with Marilyn, and then we'll go to Rob if there's anything else you'd like to add. So this is from John, and the area he's talking about is Church and Delaney seems to get neglected. After recycling trucks go by, glass is left on the ground in the streets. And I think, Marilyn, just as a regional councillor, is there anything you can speak to in terms of our waste collection, or if anyone does have any issues, the best place for them to go for that to get resolved?
Sure. I know that the region has definitely relaxed the garbage pickup. It went from 2 to I think 6 now we're at this point because they knew people would be home and cleaning and purging. Um, uh, the Church and Delaney area, if there's a specific street that has had an issue, that would be great if you could send me an email or even in the comment box, just put that in there because we can certainly make sure that that gets looked at if it's a regional responsibility. I know that we are out as a town. We're out picking up garbage now. I saw somebody actually cutting grass over at the Westney Heights Park just yesterday. So we're out certainly doing our summer and spring maintenance. But if there's any specific area, I'm just trying to Church and Delaney. Just trying to figure. I guess that would be the corner store. If it's the responsibility of the corner store, we can certainly have bylaw go out and remind the owners that they need to maintain their maintenance, regardless if it's COVID or not. So I'd be happy to help in any specific request in that. But we are really asking is that you keep your garbage at home. You don't use our park facilities for your own home garbage because we are on restricted duties. We're not working overtime and we're not working weekends except for our hotspots, as in the lakefront. So it's really important with 6-bag pickup that there's lots of opportunity for you to have your own garbage picked up at your own driveway. And so we really appreciate all of our residents doing that for us. Thank you.
Thanks, Marilyn. And Rob, did you have anything to add to that?
Yes. Interestingly, on Earth Day, I think all of us went out and picked up garbage, went into the park. Ours was Hermitage. And you can see what's there. It comes down to personal responsibility that people, I hope, have. Like make sure that you're not throwing out garbage. But whenever we get information from residents, whenever I get information from residents, the first thing I always say is thank you. Because I don't live at Church and Delaney. I don't live on a specific street. I don't live on Meekings. I don't live on, whatever the street is. And it's so great that residents take the time to share the information. I think sometimes they think we frame it as a complaint, but we really don't. And then we can report that to staff and get on it. But it's just so important that people just take a second, shoot a text, use the Ajax, which is really good if you're into that. But again, you don't have to use that technology. You can just shoot us a text or and just say, this is what's happening. And then, I guarantee it, we'll get on it. We'll see if staff can get over there right away. And sometimes I push too hard, but yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you for mentioning Ajax, our mobile reporting app. Chris actually made a comment on here saying that he uses Ajax to report issues and has great success with it and really enjoys that tool. So if it is something that residents are interested in using, you can download it for free on Apple Store as well as the Google Store, and it's compatible for both Apple and Android phones. And there's lots of information about our mobile reporting app at ajax.ca/appjax. So great tool, especially as we get into the warmer weather and our crews are out, maintaining our green spaces and doing the litter picking and everything. So you'll see that more and more right now, and it's part of our kind of essential services that are running. So I'd like to just move to the next section of our agenda. We will come back for more questions, but I just wanted to give you both sort of an opportunity to just talk about some other things that you may have been up to during COVID-19 and during the pandemic that you may want to share. And then I know we have a fun video that you'd like to introduce for residents. So I'll just pass that over to Marilyn right now, and we'll get started.
So we've had 3 regional council meetings so far. One was on the phone. It was probably the most frustrating hour I've ever spent. The next time we did it through Microsoft Teams, which was much, much better. Our last meeting was last week, and it lasted 7 hours. So that was a biggie. We had a lot to cover. We basically, I think, combined our committee of the whole with our regional council meeting. So it was a long meeting, but we're functioning very well. We have 26 members of regional council, I believe. And so the reality is we're likely not going to be meeting in the regional council chambers for quite some time unless it gets reconfigured in some way. So we just have to get used to whatever this normal is. I've been picking up garbage. I went out again on Earth Day not with Rob. Rob was there about, I think, 40 minutes before me, and I was out with Riley and my son. And we picked up garbage. I try to do that. I've kind of adopted Westney Heights Park just simply because I walk by it probably 7 times a day. And so if I see garbage, I just pick it up. I bring it home. I throw it in my garbage bag. And it's really nice, actually, to see less and less garbage out there. It's very sad to see the parks not being used. And I know some of the kids are really it was hard for Riley when she first started. We've been adapting to online school with a grade 3 student who my daughter is home working full time. My husband is basically taken over schooling. He's very, very patient man. But everybody again has just started to settle into whatever this normal looks like. And I was just saying to my husband the other day, I said, it feels a little bit better today. It feels good this week. It feels like we're all finding our own space. And but that's not always been the way. I'll tell you that. But anyway, that's about all I have.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that many residents can relate to having to manage a household with schooling and with work, and really adapting and pivoting to this new virtual reality. And we've just all had this opportunity to learn some new skills and to innovate. And it's amazing to see that and make those changes and adapt where we can. How about you, Rob? How has it been for you?
Well, I guess there's sort of 2 sides to it. One is continuing our duties. Like I've mentioned before, the Ajax Municipal Housing Board, that meeting still happens. The Pickering Village BIA, we've had a few meetings. That's always an interesting group. And the spirit of all that stuff is still happening. We still have meetings with the mayor. We still have a council meeting. We're still taking multiple emails. We're still dealing with staff in regards to getting projects done. We're double checking on things. So all that, is still happening for residents to know. But also, another thing that's happening is it's nice to be able to reach out to residents just sort of, as the kids say, randomly. I will call all kinds of different people. They just pick up the phone and I say, "Hi, it's Rob calling," and then I have to say my title so they know who I am. And then we just have a conversation. It can be about anything. A lot of times, just making sure that they're safe or they have the right information, or if there's something that's bothering them, or if they want to share something with us. But it's always a positive thing. Just a quick call, 5, 6, 7 minutes. And then it's also nice to get calls from the mayor. You get a call from Sean, he'll call us up and just see how we feel, how we're doing. And Marilyn and I talk every day, but that's nothing new. We connect often, just to make sure that we're trying to get as much done as possible. But yeah, it's nice to hear from our other colleagues on council, Sterling and Lisa, and Joanne and Ashmead. Him and I talk. So just so residents know, we're still doing a job. It is different, but there's still lots going on, and we're all still connecting. And I think that's all important.
Oh, no, thank you so much for sharing that, and I know definitely Council shares that sentiment around connecting and all these opportunities to continue the good work in sort of this current situation. So I know the two of you love getting out there, and you're an amazing team. Coming live at videos, at different events, and different initiatives happening within your wards. Meeting with local businesses, supporting the Innovation Village concept. There's so many different times and places where you're out and about in the community, and I know that's definitely been a big change to not be doing that. So we put together this video that just is a bit of a highlight reel of all the great things and places and opportunities you've had to connect with the community and engage with them. So we'll just introduce that video now. Love that video. It's so fun and so upbeat, and I know that you're both super excited to be able to get back out in the community when the time is right and everything. So it's always nice just to look back and see all these great things that have happened over the course of the term. So I think we can go to some more questions. We've had some more follow-up questions from the other Q&As that we just had, and Kathy has a question for Marilyn, and it's around the Blue Box pilot project for the lids, and if that is going to be expanded, and if you have any more details on that.
Yes, it was actually part of the 2020 budget. So we had just passed the 2020 budget before all of this pandemic thing happened. I know that the last status that I had updated was that we were looking to get naming rights so that the cost would not be at the regional cost level. And so I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you, where we are in that stage. But we are looking for a local Ajax company to actually produce it once we have come to that stage. So I can get some more information on that, but we are definitely going ahead with that project. It's a very important project to us, especially with all of these windy days. We want to make sure we can put a lid on all of our recycling so we're not blowing more garbage around Ajax. But thanks for the question.
Excellent. Thank you so much for providing some more information there. So we have another question, and it's from a local business owner. And perhaps, Rob, you can answer this one. So it's just basically a comment, but just wanting someone to get in touch with them. His name is Chuck, about a new business they're working towards getting open, and they just have some opening date questions. So where would be the best place for Chuck to get some more information on that?
Well, first of all, congratulations, Chuck, on opening a new business. It's everything, right? It's scary, it's exciting, it's frustrating, it's exhilarating, it's liberating. You can shoot me an email at rob.tylermorin at ajax.ca. You can do that. You can call the town. Very, very interested in hearing what you're doing, when you're going to be opening. We can be there in some capacity. I urge all business owners to reach out to the town. A lot of them don't. Everybody's very busy, just sort of in their own little bubble. We love visiting local businesses. It's empowering to us to ask them how they're doing, and the great work they're doing in our community, just with great products, great services, and also hiring people. It's so relevant. But Chuck, reach out to me if you want. My information's on. You can go to ajax.ca and follow Mayor and Council. You'll find me real quick. Shoot me an email, and I'll follow up with you 100%.
Thank you. And we'll definitely loop in our economic development team as well. So I have another question here, and I'll direct it to Marilyn, and it's from Shondell. And she's just wondering, how often is bylaw patrolling and monitoring Lake Driveway, just with all of the different restrictions that we've put in down there?
I know that there are security guards that have been posted out there on a regular basis. Certainly, as the more warm weather comes, the more we're going to have that. The bylaw, I can't honestly tell you how often they're out there. I do know the security guards have been hired. I do know that they are out there on the weekends for sure. And my understanding is our bylaw officers are still only responding to complaint-based issues at this point. I could be wrong on the proactive thing, because I think that's what the security guards are there for. Am I correct?
Yeah, so definitely there's, because of the restrictions that we put in place at the waterfront, and to ensure that people are maintaining that physical distancing, our officers are down there regularly patrolling the area, and really just doing a great education blitz again, and just educating residents on the measures that have been in place by the province. So great question from Shondell. So let's just see if we have any more questions here before we move into closing remarks. So I just like to mention that we've got about 45, 50 people joining us here. We've got almost 100 comments, lots of great engagement, lots of great likes and shares, and we really do appreciate everyone taking the time to join us today. Please, if you are sharing anything on social media, tag the town, use hashtag #StrongerTogether. We're learning so much from doing these new forums and utilizing technology. So we're always looking at, for your feedback and your comments on how we can even improve this. And so excited and so happy that we kicked this all off with Ward 1 today. So I just have a question, and it's from, just check here, we're getting lots of different comments and questions coming in. So Lorraine wants to know, can our property tax payment date be extended? So we have extended the waiving of penalties until the end of June, but I just didn't know if council has anything else to mention around that. But as of right now, I know that we've only have it extended until the end of June. Marilyn or Rob, do you have anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, I can say that, it was a 60-day sort of window that we put in place. And it's a good question. We can definitely bring it up with our council colleagues, with mayor and staff, and see if we should extend it. Obviously, it's tricky, but that's a good question. We'll personally, maybe Marilyn wants to add more, but I'll say that I'd be willing to look at that with my council colleagues for sure.
Of course, yes. I don't think that any of us really knew how long that this would extend. anyway, this whole situation. So I do believe that any measures that we've put in place up until the end of May will have to be re-examined as we go through May to see where we stand, how we can continue to help out the residents. I know the hydro bills are certainly still reduced. The hydro bills from the province, I believe they announced, are still going to be at that reduced rate during peak times. So that's definitely going to help some of us out while we're still at home.
Excellent. Well, thank you both for your insights and for answering all of those questions. So as we start to kind of wrap up here, I just wanted to give you both the opportunity now with any kind of closing remarks or comments or any messages you'd like to leave with the community right now. We're about the 150 mark now, and as you're providing your opening remarks, I'll go in just to see if there's any more questions we can answer before we wrap up at 2 o'clock. So I'll just turn it over to Marilyn.
I think as a closing, I just really want to thank everybody for their patience. I think, I don't know if I can speak for everybody, but I think everybody's a little bit tired of everything right now. And so I really want to thank you for your patience. I want to thank you for social distancing. I want to thank you for everything that you've done to help us return to whatever that new normal is going to look like. I want to shout out to our province and to our federal governments and thank them for all of their continued support and help, both for small businesses, for our families that are in need for things. I want to thank Feed the Need. I want to thank some of our local businesses who have provided iPads to the healthcare network, our hospital, and just the generosity overall for people just to continue to give and to see that perhaps there's other people in our community that really need some help. That really, some of our families don't have any income coming in at all, and they really need our help. And so thank you for being generous. Thank you for being patient. And we will come out on the other side of this. We're going to come out stronger. We're going to come out better. And I just want to thank you. This is weird. This whole thing is weird. This meeting is weird. I'm so used to seeing people and looking them in the eye. And I don't know if this is what ward meetings look like from now on, but I got to say it's a bit different.
Thank you so much. And Rob?
Yeah, I mean, Marilyn kind of said it all there, but small businesses, I think, are particularly vulnerable right now. I mean, everybody has their own challenges. Some people have regular work right now. Other people have a business, like on my other side, that's completely stopped. But I want people to know that there's 7 people on council, and we're always thinking about ways that we can help people that are less fortunate, even people that are paying their property taxes, just trying to stay on our game always. And it's fluid. There's nothing that we can say that's absolute during these last 7 or 8 weeks, and we're cognizant of that. We're trying to stay sort of flexible with our rulings, with our measures, with our engagements. And you'll see things popping up all the time that are new. That's because we're constantly thinking. And shout out to staff too, because they've provided us with a lot of great support. Because we're the ones talking directly to residents, we're the ones talking directly to businesses, and then most of the time it's like, okay, hold on, let's see if we can get you some good answers here, and we go back to staff. The residents should know that happens every day. That happens almost every hour. So it's a constant flow, and we're not going anywhere. We're here for everyone, and yeah.
Thank you both so much for your time today and for coming on for this brand new platform and this this new virtual world that we're in right now. And it's such a fantastic opportunity to connect with residents. And we have over 50 people that have watched this. There's going to be a live recording of this that will be available immediately following today, and we will be getting it up on our YouTube channel as well. So lots of opportunity to rewatch, to share, and to hear all the great information that you shared over this past hour. So I'd just like to thank you both again for your time and to remind residents that they can connect with you. We've shared your contact information in the feeds. We've shared it below with all of the various ways to connect with you via phone, email, and through social media. And we really look forward to connecting with you again and to seeing you at council coming up in May as well. So thank you so much, and have a great day to the two of you.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
Bye, everybody.
Nice seeing you, Marilyn.
So just as we're signing off today, I'd just like to thank again everyone for joining us and for joining us here on Facebook Live. We're so excited to be able to do this and to connect with all of you. I'd just like to give a shout out and a plug for tomorrow. So join us tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We will be live with our Ward 2 councillors, Regional Councillor Sterling Lee and Local Councillor Ashmead Khan. So join us again at 1 o'clock, and we'll do this all over again with our Ward 2 councillors, and we're here to answer your questions and engage with you over the hour. Also, stay connected with the town. We have lots of opportunities, whether it's ajax.ca, through our IMO, our engagement platform, our social media accounts on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. So many great ways to stay connected. And again, thank you so much, Ajax, and thank you for staying home. Have a great day.